What's up, mortgage coach community? Dave Savage sitting down with Jasmin Krnjetin. What's up, Jasmin?
Hello, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, did I get the last name right?
Krnjetin, you're good. I like it.
All right, all right. Thanks for giving me grace. Uh, so Jasmin, I loved our interview. I think it was about a month ago. Does that seem about right when we last
Yep, yep.
had you on Zoom?
Yeah.
And the title of it was the fastest and most effective way to get price and closing costs. And I've interviewed you a few times because you just do such a good job of delivering a very accurate, detailed, but fast and efficient mortgage coach experience. And so when we did that interview, you weren't using video, right?
No, I wasn't. I'm a late adopter. 2000 TCAs later.
I know. She's a grandmaster at mortgage coach. She delivers this amazing experience, and she wasn't doing video. And here we are. I think it's been about a month later. And how many videos have you done so far?
I'm still a little bit slow. I've got 28 videos down.
Well, but I always say like that first one is the hardest, 10 to 20, somewhere to 10 to 20, and you're never going to stop.
Yeah.
Is that accurate, by the way? Is that fair enough?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I agree with you. Yeah, once you get into it and every time you do it, you're, oh yeah, next time I'm going to do it this way. Next time I'm going to explain it a little bit better. And then you start getting feedback from clients. And then I think it's just the feedback from the clients that keeps you going because you're like, oh my God, everybody loves this. Like I can't not do it anymore. Right. So it's wonderful. I've been really enjoying it.
That's awesome. Now, I going from memory, after we did that call, we spent some time debriefing and I
Mhm.
felt like you had, okay, Dave, I've got the why, I'm going to do it. But then I also know you told me you went to the Modern Mortgage Experience. So I'm assuming that you saw Kelly Zitlow's presentation.
I
Video
did.
is no
Yeah.
longer an option.
Yep. Absolutely. It's
Did,
it's so
did,
true.
did that help you build the why, like the why add video?
Yeah. It's just I feel like in the current environment that we're in, not being able to see clients face to face, um, and not being able to compete perhaps with the loan depots that are giving away 2% mortgage loans with $10,000 in lender credit type stuff. I feel like you have to be able to stand out. You have to be able to grab people's attention and say, hey, this is why we're better from day one. Like the moment we start talking, you're going to feel different. You're going to feel different working with my team because we have this complete experience. And video is just it has to be video consultations with clients, but it always takes people a little bit by surprise when they get everybody else is sending out these little Excel spreadsheets and whatnots, and people are just like, oh my God, not only did you give me a complete analysis of option A, B, and C, but you also took the time to make a personalized video, and connect with me. And so I think it's making a huge impact on our clients and just the way we come across
Oh,
in the
that's
market.
awesome. So,
Yeah.
so am I safe to say the why you decided to do it is I want to enhance my competitive advantage. I think I need to enhance the service and the personal connection, especially in this digital world. So that was the why. What was your why not prior to doing it? Because it's not like the first time you knew that you should do it. What was your why not before you got across it? Like, why weren't you already doing this?
I think my hang up was, I'm not into just do it camp. I want things to be nice, neat, and organized and perfect. And so when I would get videos from other people in the business, just like on their iPhone, running around, like that's not me. So my why not was I wanted to look professional. I wanted to get the kind of feedback that I am getting from my clients right now, where it's like, hey, you guys are super professional. And that's really important to me. And so I was just hung up on the camera, on the lighting, on the office setup, on when am I going to do it? But once we just knocked those out of the way and we committed to doing video in general in our business, it was just, now it's just a click of a button and off we're off and running.
I love it. I love it. So I know a lot of people watch this. It's still the majority of loan officers are not using video. And as
Mhm.
I've said, I said it on the Modern Mortgage Summit, there's good and there's bad.
Yeah.
Not turning on video, not using video, it's bad. And And then there's good, and then there's the best. And the most successful loan officers today and in the future, they're turning on the camera, they're being intentional about their lighting,
Mhm.
and they are creating awesome videos. And I want to compliment you. Your office experience, the lighting is fantastic.
Thank
It's
you.
your brand. Like, I feel like I know you, and
Yeah.
it's always consistent. So congrats on being so professional. So let's talk about the first one or two videos. Was it pretty hard to do the first one or two?
Yeah, the first one, I think I redid it probably like 7 times. Again, there was like a lot of like, yeah, so strategy one, your monthly payment. Yeah, so it takes a second to kind of get your thing together. But I think that once you have like your your layout, or what this is how we operate with refis. We talk about these 4 things, and with purchases, these are the strategies that we're going after. Once you kind of get your feet wet, then it gets easier. I mean, I'm only 20, not quite 30 videos in yet, so I think I have a long way to go. But my comfort level at this point is, at any point during the day, the team can say, here is a TCA, can you throw together a video? And it's like, just turn it on, say what we need to say, and we're sending it off. So it's gotten better.
Do you think it's saving you some time? Like, it's
Oh,
also saving time.
yeah, of course. It's especially, and I think we've heard this throughout the mortgage, throughout the mortgage summit. We've heard other loan officers talk about this, but it's like during the day, it's all about purchase business, right? When you are trying to close 20, 30, 40 purchases, you've got to stay focused during the day. There is real estate agents calling you, but there is also so much refi business. And so, my team can put together a lot of estimates for me. And then when everything quiets down in the office, just churn out those videos, get them out to our refis. And the response has been amazing, because if you think about it, like if I'm calling a past client to have a chat with them about, a potential refinance, that's probably 20, 30 minutes, because we're going to catch up on the kids, and how are you guys doing with COVID, and how are your parents, Next thing you know, there is no way to do it in less than 20 minutes. And so this way, we can line up 5 of them or 10 of them, and just, it's about a couple minutes per video. And all of a sudden, 10 people got in touch and felt like we connected in a day, as opposed to just like 1 or 2 that I would be able to actually pick up the phone and talk to.
Yeah, no, I interviewed Kevin Carlson, who did 100 loans last month. I interviewed him last month,
Uh-huh.
and he's saying I could never have done 100 loans in a single month if it wasn't for the Mortgage Coach TCA video, because I was able to just, any hour of the day in 2 minutes. And then lots of times it was just people texting back, green light, option B, emails. So he thought just the time savings, that's why a guy that's doing 100 loans in a single month uses mortgage coaches, because it saves him time and
Yeah.
increases sales cycle, conversion. What other kind of feedback have you heard? And have you got any feedback from any realtors?
I haven't gotten a lot of feedback. Just a couple of real estate agents have actually gotten back to me and said, a few good things here and there. But I have mostly been sending it to clients directly and not copying my agents, something that I need to, think about and improve on. But yeah, feedback has been really good. Just almost everyone, like one of the first things that they'll write back is like, hey, your video is so professional. And that's been just like, you're making it so easy for me to understand. I don't understand numbers, but this, I think it's just seeing the person, seeing me talking to them and saying, hey, if we're going to be in the home for less than 5 years, clearly option A is the right way to go for you. And so that comes across so different when it's a video versus when it's me typing a little email, blah, 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 blah. It just feels like, hey, you mentioned that you're only going to be here for 3 to 5 years. Why would we spend an extra $5,000 to get you the lowest possible interest rate when we're not even going to see the return, over the 3 to 5 year period that you're going to be in the home? So I would suggest we go with this option, but of course it's up to you. You just let me know. Glad to hop on a call if you need to. And people just feel, I think it's the connection, right? I think like they connect they feel like I really care about them, which I do. It's just that, when you send off 1,000 emails a day, you just don't have the time to insert all the warm and fuzzies and smileys and all of that. But in a video, in just a couple minutes, you're like, hey, you're here in the office with me. You know who I am. You know that I care. You hear me thinking about what I'm going to tell you. You see my arms flailing around, and all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, that's Jasmine. She always takes care of us. And it's just such a wonderful tool. And I feel that we all, especially as independent mortgage bankers, it's just that one thing that we have that's better than, the Wells Fargos and the Chases and whoever it is that we're out there slugging it out with.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Kelly Zitlow in her presentation said video is no longer an option for a referral-based local professional that wants to deliver a premium service. If you want to be a call center lender and have the lowest rate, and that's your model, that's fine. But if hey, I'm premium, I'm high service, I'm realtor focused, I live on referrals, I'm local, you really need to put a video on it if you want to connect at the highest level. And then tell me if you agree with this. It's also just massive time saving. You said like, hey, you don't have to write as much in the email because you can put it in things. So, actually sending it is faster and easier. And for you people like me that are dyslexic and don't have good spelling skills,
yeah, right.
You can't misspell a word in a video. So, and frankly, that is why I was an early adopter of video, because I just didn't want to write the email, and I have a lot of spelling errors, and video was a way for me to quickly and efficiently follow up with people.
Well, for me, English is not my second language. It's actually my third language, because I was born in Serbia. So it's, I'm used to Cyrillic, and then I went to school in Sweden. So now I'm typing everything in Sweden, and then now I'm in English. So for me.
Wow, you are amazing. We're going to have to do a whole another interview that, you do the level of business you do, and English is your third language. That actually just blew my mind.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's definitely just being able to say it is much easier than having to go through all the typing. I completely agree with you on that.
Right on. Well, you are an inspiration. Thank you for doing this. I do want to do a little bit of how you're doing your video. So if you don't mind pulling up your screen, and I want to know, are you doing it at your desktop? Are you doing it with your mobile phone? How did you decide to do these videos?
Yeah, so I am doing it on my desktop. So I have a little Logitech camera that sits on the side of my desk. That is my main video. So this is the same camera that I'm using for just like my Google Meet client, Zoom calls, whatever you want to call those. And then I also use it for the videos. I also have a little, one of these little things that I can set my phone on. And so I've been kind of going back and forth between using the phone and using the desktop. But I think ultimately I'm more comfortable with the desktop, because that's a fixed screen. It doesn't shift around. And so it just feels, it feels consistent, and I like that. And then,
well, I'm gonna give you a couple suggestions.
Yeah.
And mortgage coach community, do whatever, but I do recommend you consider using your phone and get this particular selfie stick. It breaks down so it could fit in a pocket or a purse. It comes up like this, and you can literally put it on your desk and have your screen like this. And I'm going to recommend this as a best practice for a couple of reasons. One, the camera and the audio on your phone is actually higher quality. So it's actually a higher quality connection. Two, you have a little more control over the background. So, it looks like Jasmine's got a ridiculous, awesome background no matter where she's at. But for a lot of you guys, you're like, oh, I only want to show this, or I actually want to turn around and show this, or, oh, I have to go in this closet to do my videos. So if you do it with a mobile phone, you have more flexibility on your background and your execution, higher quality camera. It's almost like a third screen now. So you have your computer and you have this. And then my final case for doing this is I'm also a really big fan of text video. And so now, like, if you build this habit around, this is my video tool, whether it's Mortgage Coach, whether it's text video, whether it's Bomb Bomb, it's like now you're really, you could integrate video. Did
Yeah.
you, I think it was Josh Metal at the Modern Mortgage Summit. Did you see how he's using text video?
Yeah. I think that he's a master of that. I love it. I love, I also started doing because but first of all, with COVID and just the amount of volume we're pushing through right now, we're no longer going to our closings. So I've started doing a video for my clients, texting them a video like after closing, just like a quick
Boom.
congratulations, like, hey, so honored that you used us. We love you. Have a wonderful life in your new home. We're here if you need anything. And if I showed you like the feedback, it's always like smiley faces and hearts, and it's just like this little warm, happy connection. Sometimes I'll get a video back in front of the house, and I love that. Like, it takes no time, but like, again, it's that connection, right? They feel like, hey, I just took the extra 1-2 minutes to say, hey, we loved working with you. You guys are amazing. Enjoy your new home. So that's a great little easy, like you said, like that. That I definitely do on my phone and text
Yeah.
back.
So
So, yeah.
anyways, for anyone watching this, I'm gonna say best practice is a selfie stick with your mobile phone.
Yeah.
iPhones do have they do better with text video. This isn't me beating up on Androids. They're better with text video,
Yeah.
and with Mortgage Coach, it works great. So, but dude, just do video. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Just
this
get it
is
out
great.
there. Get on.
What she's doing is fantastic. Do it. So let's show your screen. And
Yes.
let's one show a TCA, because I just want to make sure anybody watching this that you're like, what is this? Like, you barely even know what Mortgage Coach is. Just a reminder, if you're new to our community, Mortgage Coach, this is the advice engine that you're looking at. Click, well, real quick, click on settings really quick. I just want to show folks something. So in settings, you can see that she's created 28 videos right up there in the upper right-hand corner. She's created
Yay.
2,124 total cost analysis. And now she's created 21 videos. And then notice they've been viewed over almost 12,000 times. So Jasmine, you're going to see an increase on that now too. Now that you're adding video, they will get shared more and watched more because there's more value. So now let's go to an actual TCA, and I want you to just show the community how you're putting a video on it. How are you going from, hey, here's a TCA to how does Jasmine put a video on it?
Yeah. So, for example, let's say that we are looking at this particular one. So, do you want me to create a TCA or just kind of?
No, but are you clicking in the upper right-hand corner, record video? Is that, you see, is that where you're doing it?
This is where I'm going. Yeah,
So
exactly.
don't click on the next button, click on OK. I want you guys to see, don't click on OK.
Mhm.
And I want everybody to see real quick don't click on the next one. It's going to give her 3 options. It's going to say, 1, your mobile app, in which case her phone would pop up. She wouldn't have to do anything. It would just pop up on her phone. She'd record it and it integrates. 2, it sounds like you're clicking the middle one, in your web browser.
Yeah.
And then 3, hey, you don't like your background, you don't like how you look, but put a voice on it. And guys, put your personal connection on a TCA. You will get a bigger ROI, you'll get better conversion, and you will save time. But that's how you do it, right? You click the browser.
That's how I do it. I'm right here, and then I'll just start recording as soon as it.
Tell us what you say. Just kind of give us a script of, you've evolved 28 times now. What is the Jasmine formula for what you say in a Mortgage Coach video?
Yeah. So always, if it's a purchase, just take a second to honor the referral source, right? So that's your opportunity to say, hey, we're so glad that Amber sent you our way. She's a wonderful real estate agent.
Hey, stop sharing your screen real quick, because I just want people to see you. Like, think of it, guys. This is her video. Put yourself in the position of a consumer. Keep going.
So thank you so much for the opportunity to work with you. We're so glad that Amber sent you our way. She's an amazing real estate agent. We have closed hundreds of loans and transactions and helped families together. So you're in great hands with her, and we're going to make this fun for you. So I've put together a few different options for us to take a look at based on the criteria that we discussed regarding how much money you want to bring to closing and what you want your monthly payment to be like. So if you'll just take a quick look at the screen, there is 3 different options that we're looking at. So then I'll kind of walk them through. Strategy A is going to be our lowest interest rate, lowest monthly payment, but our cash to close is going to be a little bit tougher. It's going to be a little bit higher than what you wanted. You mentioned that you wanted to bring $20,000 to closing. To buy this ultra cheap rate, it's going to take a few more $1,000. So this has you bringing $25,000 to closing. And then we'll go through option B, option C. Ultimately, the way we're going to choose which option is the best for you is all based on how long you're going to be in the home, right? So typically the way it works is the longer you're going to stay in your home, the better it is to choose the cheapest rate we can get our hands on. However, if we're only going to be in the home for 2 or 3 years, then it really does not make sense to spend an extra $3,000 to save, $12 a month, because we're not even going to be able to recoup that. So take a look at these options. My gut feeling based on the discussions we've had is that I would probably say maybe option C is the right way to go, because that only has you coming to the closing table with 15 grand. Your monthly payment is right around 1,200, which was exactly where you were hoping to be. I think that is good enough. But let me know what your thoughts are, and we will get their interest rate locked in and send you the disclosures that you want. So we'll look forward to working with you. Hope you have an awesome afternoon.
Love it. Great job. So one more ask for you. I don't know if you're cool with it, but I would love to get a link to a TCA with 3 options and almost like redo that. So the mortgage coach community, they had this, I don't know, looks like it's about a 15 to 20 minute conversation.
Yeah.
And they have like a 3-minute TCA link, because Jasmine, you've been taking notes. You've obviously watched some of our interviews. You took best practices. My only other little piece of advice to you is I would get this in the loop with your realtors so that they know. And I would position it like, hey, I've upgraded the way I'm communicating with your referrals. So it's better for the consumer, or it's better for your family. And by the way, I want you to know I'm edifying you. I'm reselling you. And then if you ever want to know what I told your client, you can, I'm going to CC you on it, and then you can see it. Make sure you have the borrower's permission to CC the realtor. And then now you're delivering this whole better communication. And another little tip, Jeremy Forcier does this because he, has a team, and now his team, when he hands off the loan and he turns it in, his team know what was said in the video. So they actually have the TCA, they know the strategy, they know what you said. And now, when it comes to processing and just delivering on the promise, it makes the whole experience better. So it makes the referral handoff cleaner. It makes the team handoff cleaner, and a borrower consumer got it. So just a couple of things for you to consider, Jasmine.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, so let me look and see. We've got a couple. So Andy Zeman said, so awesome. So Andy, thanks for the leader you are.
Thank you, Andy.
Sam Finkel said, Dave, what kind of stand and tripod is that? I'll put a link when I'm not talking to Jasmine. I'll figure it out on Amazon, and I'll put a link down below. It's like you get $5 ones. It's, and you get $100 ones. I think it's like about a $24 one, but I'll forward it, and I think it's best. And he also said, my biggest objection is liability. When I'm writing an email, I make sure there are absolute no mistakes whatsoever in case I say something, come back and bite me. Is that a valid concern? Well, first of all, anytime you have a documentation of what you said, it's good. And first of all, people make mistakes. I mean, a lot of companies roll out Mortgage Coach because it's on the grid. You know what was said, they know what was said. It is true. If you said bad advice or you gave bad advice, there could be liability for that. So I don't want to don't worry about it. But I would also say that what you're saying in this video, it's all about personal connection. John and Sue, say their name, edify an agent, talk about the things at a high level. I don't think you should be saying the types of things that would create you liability, but I also don't think, whatever you said is what you said. Most of the problems that happen in the marketplace is where the consumer is like, you said this. And you're like, no, I didn't say that. When you got a video, you got proof of what you said. And when you
Yeah.
have a TCA, you have proof of what you told them. So
Yeah.
just make sure it's right. Make sure it's accurate. If you don't have to worry about spell check.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Jasmine, as we close this out, you're talking to the mortgage coach community of modern mortgage professionals. Any closing thoughts for everybody?
I think one kind of unexpected side benefit of this was I put together a TCA for an investor who was looking to do a cash out on one of his investment properties. And so I did a video, right? And I did a TCA. And he then turned around and he posted it on like all these investor Facebook pages. And next thing you know, I have all these people like, oh yeah, we saw your video presentation. And I was like, okay, here we go. So you just know that's a kind of the cool thing with this is that literally people can just copy paste it and your video is out there in the world, and so you better watch out what you're saying. Don't be saying crazy stuff. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's just kind of stuff kind of goes viral on its own, and there's like it's a marketing propaganda. Somebody like a marketing machine just because somebody saw you on and posted it on Facebook. So it's kind of neat. I think you should do it. I waited way too long, Dave. I mean, I've been using Mortgage Coach forever. I love your product and everything you guys are doing. But just don't wait. Don't be like me. Just start doing it. Do it.
Well, guys, that's huge. Not only does it improve conversion, not only does it save you time, but it's a lead/referral magnet. And I've heard that a lot of times. In fact, Jasmine, next time I talk to you, you'll probably be intentionally creating some videos that are marketing, that they either support a social media post or they share a success story, or, let's say you got a referral from a realtor or financial planner, and it's something they want to share. They want to share with their clients or they want to share with their other people in their office, put a video on it and they'll share it and they'll watch it and you'll get leads and you'll get referrals. So last question, you said you watched and attended the Modern Mortgage Summit. What'd you think of that?
Yes, I loved it. I'm just so impressed by how you were able to, the platform was beautiful. You guys delivered. It was the most professional summit that I have seen virtually since the pandemic. And you guys have adopted all the Renee Rodriguez and everything that we are all trying to embody. And then of course the speakers, everyone was just wonderful. So I think you guys have really outdone yourselves. I have throughout the years, I've belonged to many different coaching companies, have studied with other grandmasters, but I feel like Dave, you are just taking this mortgage community and you are such a gift to me. I love it. I listen to it all the time. I learn from everyone. And the mortgage summit was just, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Well, Todd Bookspan, thank you for Win by Noon, putting that together. I helped create the content and obviously was a co-host of the event, but Win by Noon and Todd, great job, buddy. If anybody wants to check that out, you can go to modernmortgagesummit.com. And while it was a live event, anybody that signed up got it live in 30 days. You can still sign up and have it for a year, so there's a year pass to the thing.
I mean, the amount of value you guys provided for like what, $100? Like, oh my gosh.
I mean, when I pitched Todd on the idea and then he's like, okay, I'll do that. I'll run it. I'll underwrite it. I'll make it happen. Will you help with the content? I'm like, yeah. But I'm very proud of how that came together, and obviously a huge thanks to we had 29 top producers, most of which have already done over 100 million, several of which have already done 200 million in production, people that had, that are doing 500 plus loans a year. And they were just bringing their A game. And anyways, check that out. Well, Jasmine, thank you so much for always giving back to the mortgage coach community. If you don't mind, maybe like a couple months from now, let's see how many of these videos you've created. Let's see if you start to integrate it with your realtor experience.
Yeah.
Because I just think it would be fun I know I should do this. Okay, I'm doing it. And 2 or 3 months from now, let's keep this conversation going.
Yeah.
Are you cool with that?
I
How
love it.
about,
I love it. Yeah.
okay, so maybe in January sometime, we'll talk again.
Do
So
again.
Jasmine, thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you for having me. I appreciate you, Dave.